Hey everybody, it's your girl Hita, and I'm back for another amazing episode of HitaTalk, because why wouldn't it be amazing? So if you haven't subscribed below, you should probably do that. I will do you a favor and bring you some awesome content. So today I'm chatting with the amazing Wonder Women of the Coven. You're gonna wanna stick around to hear all about the amazing things they are doing to serve you and this community. So keep on watching.
The four of us all met during our careers in advertising, and I think while there's lots that we loved about like having creative careers, at the end of the day it felt like we were trying to succeed in a world that was just like simply not built for us.
The more and more women we talked to, regardless of industry, they all said the same thing. They didn't quite feel at home, they didn't quite feel like they had their space.
And that they need a supportive community of women that serve as a refuge for them, that serve as a support system where they can go and feel inspired and encouraged.
I've never felt so included in a space than when I'm with some amazing, powerful women.
And so one of the things we wanted to do was quite simply build a space where you looked around and you saw other women and you saw them in boss mode, and whether that meant the boss of their company, the boss of their home, the boss of that moment, they were in a space where they felt like they could be empowered and truly themselves around women who really understood them.
What we decided to do was just build the world that we wanted to exist, even though it doesn't yet.
The Coven is a community and workspace for all kinds of working women. You can empower other people, you can collaborate, you can make new connections, and we'll really help facilitate that for you.
It's really important to us that we create a space that is intersectional, and that means by race, that means by identification, it means by age, it means by industry.
We want women from all walks of life, no matter how messy or perfect or chaotic their lives might be.
And we believe that our local community and our local economy needs women to thrive.
To be able to contribute to our city and invest in the women of our city, to me this is just, it's our life's work.
The ladies of the Coven.
Hello.
We're missing one though, but three of you are here. How are you?
We're so good.
I feel like it's an honor to have you here.
Oh, stop it. We're honored to eat out
Because
here.
you're everywhere.
Thank you.
And I think that's the goal, right? Is to be everywhere. But you support each other. You're a team of 4, and you support women in the Twin Cities. So we're going to talk about all of that. But I don't know, whoever wants to start, I want to hear a little bit more on how this became to be the Coven. How did you guys come together?
You do it. Okay.
Oh, and your names. I'm sorry. Let's go through the whole introduction.
All right, me first?
Yes.
I'm Liz Giel and one of the co-founders of the Coven, as we've covered.
And I'm Alex West Steinman, one of the co-founders.
And my name is Bethany Iverson, also one of the co-founders. And not with us is Erin Farrell, who is the 4th co-founder of our Magical Witch Brigade.
Magical Witch Brigade.
That was good. Beautiful.
She's off in the concrete jungle right now doing some crazy things. We'll see her at the next adventure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alex, go right ahead. I want to hear about how this even came about, how you got into formation.
Yeah, so we really did. The 4 of us met through advertising, and we're all working on diversity and inclusion initiatives, particularly around women and bringing more voices to the table and growing women into leadership, both professionally and personally. And as we started working through that in the industry, we noticed that every industry has these types of issues and gender problems, and gender parity is just not in any industry right now.
Yeah.
And so as we started talking with other women outside of advertising, we noticed that there was something that we could bring them all together. And we had all hosted different events with women within advertising, and as we started to branch out there to other industries, we noticed that like when women came together to collaborate on ideas and things, they really started to make magic, and that's where the Coven came from.
Magical.
Magic. It was truly magical. And so over the course of the last year, we've met with hundreds of women collaborating on different ways to improve lives for women in the community and in the Twin Cities.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been incredible. And so what we did was create a space or a container for that magic energy that women create, and built the Coven, which is a community and workspace for women.
That doesn't sound terrible at all. I think women need that. I mean, as creatives, as entrepreneurs, as moms and wives and everything else. For me, I work at home, so it's isolating. And it's, you can only have so much Elmo time that, you know, keeps the ice broken. But you guys have an actual space. Where is that? Can you guys talk about the location and how you access it?
Okay. I don't know. You go.
Okay, I'll talk about it. So
You're seeing them in action.
Yeah, this is just how we live our lives. You should see our weekly video status call. It's just
I would
us
love to.
taking turns. You can join us next week. So we honestly looked at dozens of properties around the Twin Cities, and it's so funny because when we had started this journey together, we were all like, the one place that we don't want to be is the North Loop. And we felt like that for, you know, any number of reasons. It's expensive.
Sure.
There's already a lot of stuff happening there, and is that like really the space where we're the most needed? And Alex and Erin actually spent the summer looking at tons and tons of places. And I remember when Alex and Erin went and saw the place where we ended up. It is in the North Loop. It's in a beautiful historic building. The address is 30 North 1st Street. So it's where Origami used to be a great sushi restaurant that is now a restaurant called Kado no Mise. And Alex was, well, it's because we say it a lot.
We eat there. I had noodles there today.
Like, I know, we eat there like every day.
You have a great space and amazing food next downstairs.
Yeah. And Alex was like, she was like in tears, like, I'm in my car sobbing.
I mean, that's not hard to do. Yeah.
But it was really like, I think we found a space that just spoke to us and that moved us. And it's so great because like the first rule of real estate is like, never fall in love with a building or a space, right? And Alex was like, we're in love, and Erin was like, damn it.
There's no rules, you make your own.
Well, and from that point forward, you know, that was in the summer, and so it's just all roads have always led us back to that space, and so it's such an honor and a joy to be there and to be welcoming all the women of the Twin Cities to that location.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I have to come and see this space. This is beautiful. From just what I've heard, you guys are constantly doing things to keep evolving it. So each of you play an integral role. You don't all do the same things, but you probably have some separation. How does it work running a place with 4 women?
It works pretty beautifully, to be honest. I think we get this question a lot, and I think people typically expect that there would be some drama, and there's really
I hope not.
There's none at all. I think we have a really wonderful relationship where we have different strengths and we complement each other really beautifully. And so I think from the beginning, we gave ourselves titles, and it didn't take us long to realize that these titles just don't reflect what we do. Okay. We play an equal role in different ways, and we really play to our passion. So as one example, Erin, who unfortunately isn't here with us, has such a passion and a talent for interior design. And so she's really leaned very heavily into that aspect of the business. Me personally, I have a really big passion for beauty products and spend way too much money on them. Girl. So I'm handling the beauty bar. Exactly. So I think that's another really wonderful thing about this initiative is that it gives us all an opportunity to really express our personal passions, and we all support each other in doing that as well.
And I think too, just finding passions that we never knew existed, because we all spent our careers in advertising, like anywhere, you know, up to 15 years in advertising. And I think that world, while it's a huge creative world, it's also so narrow in the terms of like, you think you're really good at this one thing, and then when you start a business, you're like, oh, I'm actually also great at these 5 other things that I had just never had an opportunity to try.
Because someone else is complimenting or challenging, maybe.
Or because there's someone has to do something. Like, you just got to kind of figure it out.
So it's just sit there.
Yeah, the learning curve has been steep, but it's also been super fun. And like, we've learned so much in the past, 10 months that, I mean, I don't think you could learn those things in like a typical work environment.
We're up on a year of being a group of 4. So what is the Coven? Why the Coven? Why witches? I don't understand. Maybe they don't understand because witches kind of have like a negative connotation, but you guys are so far from that.
Alex, I think you explained this the best.
Well, okay, so the name really came before the idea, right? So we were essentially a coven to each other, and the name Coven, while it has a little bit of teeth and energy to it, which we really enjoy and like. I love the way
that she said that, teeth and energy.
We also feel like it has something really communal about it. And as we started thinking about what this idea could become, or this container of energy that women create, this magic that women create, it was clear that this was definitely the name. We explored other options, and nope. So the Coven really came to life from that place of wanting to create an energetic space for women. And we did some research to make sure that we weren't appropriating the name. We wanted to make sure that nothing was offensive in that way to a Wiccan or to a witch community. And so we actually asked some witches what they thought of the name.
Wow.
And while, we can't guarantee that all witches won't be upset by the name or take offense, but we did ask, and what they said was that a part of Wiccan culture is really doing the most good, and that's really been our mantra from the very beginning. And Bethany can talk a little bit more about our the scholarship and the core social enterprise piece of our business, but really doing the most good has been our mantra for every single decision we make, every partner we work with, every business decision, every growth strategy. I mean, for everything down to our communications and who we work with, our design.
Yeah.
It's all about doing the most good, and so essentially the people that we talked to said, if you're doing the most good, then be blessed and be on,
do your thing.
Go forth and do the most good. And so that's our internal mantra, but it's something that we hope to put out into the world. And so asking our community what type of good things are they putting out into the world.
That's amazing. I mean, I looked up the definition, so I knew going into this.
The definition of the Coven is literally 13, a group of 13 witches. So yes.
But magic to make magic happen, right?
Exactly.
In this amazing, beautiful melting pot of ideas and creative and diversity, and I want to get to all that. But so, what does the Coven offer? What do you guys do with the community? It's all women driven, women focused, or non-binary as well.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool that you guys had that on your description.
Yeah, I mean, for us, creating a community where women and non-binary folks feel welcome and embraced and supported to truly be any version of themselves that they need to be in that moment is what we strive to do. We offer a ton of services. We also offer, so these are things that take bullshit to-dos off your list, that help you relax, that help you recharge, that help you learn and grow. So sometimes that takes the form of programming and events where we might have someone come in to talk about how to get your business up off the ground, or they might be talking about financial literacy, or it might be a creative calligraphy workshop with Lab Minneapolis. So there's lots of different programming and events that enrich women's lives. And then it's also just a workspace where you can come, spread your stuff out, get creative, get in the zone, get focused. And we are offering some awesome perks through partners like the Wedge in Minneapolis. They are sponsoring a beautiful member pantry so members can come and stay fueled as they're working.
Really? So when you're at the Coven, you'll have some snacks.
Got the best snacks. The best snacks. With Alchemy, which is an incredible gym, and they have locations all over, but they're doing weekly in-house yoga classes for our members. Who else? Who am I missing? We've got other amazing partners as well who are bringing
Crate to Table, Christina, she does meal prep. And so she'll come into our space once a week to do some meal prep for our members. If you sign up for that and opt in, and then you can take that home on a Thursday and have a partially cooked meal for your weekend.
Because women don't always have time to cook when they have kids and a million other things to do.
Exactly.
Turns out. So I'm with it. You guys have a program, a membership. You guys just did this huge launch. You hit a pretty big goal recently. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you talk about that?
The goal that we hit?
The goal and what it was and what the founders membership and all that you offer.
Yeah, so we've been generating our income, our capital to date through our crowdfunding campaign, and we recently passed 200,000, which we're very excited about. Established a stretch goal of 250,000, and we're making our way there. I think we are past 220 now. So we've done this through selling founding memberships, and the idea is those are the women and non-binary people who will help us establish our community and the ones who helped us get our business off the ground. And we did this very intentionally because we wanted to build this community together with all of the people who are going to be a part of it. And we actually ran our campaign on a platform called I Fund Women, which is designed, they're amazing. They are designed for women founders, and they put money back into the community. We actually got a grant from them, and I know so far we've raised the most amount on that platform. So we're very proud to be partnering with them and proud of what we've achieved.
Ladies, that's so amazing. So not everything is always exciting. There's always going to be some tears or maybe challenges. I would love to hear from you what some of the pain points or annoying things or obstacles are that you have faced kind of creating this and making this come to fruition.
I think I want to start with, like, at the core of our business is a social enterprise, and it's our scholarship. And essentially, so for every 5 members, we gift 1 membership to a woman in our community.
You do?
Which is incredible because we know that in the Twin Cities in particular, like, socioeconomic divides are right along racial lines, and so we want to make sure that we're creating a space that's welcome and truly intersectional. That's like at the core of our business. We wanted to create a very intersectional space. I love that. And so we are a for-profit business with a social mission, and I think that presents a lot of challenges, particularly in like the traditional business community, when you're talking to organizations about sponsorship or investment type things. I mean, people would ask, how are you just giving these things away for free? And again, like, to us, it's like that's a no-brainer for us. And without a truly intersectional space that is extremely diverse in all the kinds of ways, then that's not our business. And so I think it has a little bit of, that's presented a bit of a challenge, but we've taken it on and it's clearly working. So I wouldn't say that it's like something that's not working or something that we would ever back away from.
Sure.
But it is something that, takes a little bit more of explanation. It takes a little more work. We have to raise more money. We have to think long term about how this can evolve. And this is really just our first step in this process of creating a more equitable Twin Cities. And obviously, this one thing is not going to change, the entire Twin Cities, but we really hope to shape the world of the community of women we have.
Not alone with the whole for-profit piece. Hey, we all have bills to pay. The lights don't stand by themselves. Yes, you're doing amazing things, but you need support. So how can people support you guys as the Coven, and maybe even individually speak on however you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, right now, as these ladies have mentioned, our biggest thing is just finding, recruiting, and signing up founding members. And so what I would say is if, for women and non-binary people in the Twin Cities who are listening and watching and what we're talking about resonates with them, come to a tour. You can sign up for a tour on our website, which is CovenMPls.com.
Okay.
So if folks come for a tour and they're inspired by the space, sign up to be a founding member. We've got, I think, 20 or 30 founding memberships left.
Wow.
Yep.
That's coming down to a close.
Yeah, limited amount left.
Yep. So, and they're an incredible deal. We will have standard memberships open after that. But the founding memberships are a phenomenal package that we've put together. So that's really the best way that women can support us. Obviously, sharing our story, talking about us, telling their friends about us, all of those things help us as well as we move towards our grand opening on March 8th.
March 8th is the grand opening. Congrats, you guys. It's so amazing. So you've talked about inclusivity as well as maybe, do you do exclusivity with anything, or is it very community focused?
Oh, that's an interesting
Wow, that's a really good question. Well, it's a membership-based business model, right? So there is a bit of an exclusive element to it. Really, the majority of our programming is catered to members only, but we do try to find as many ways as possible to open our doors to the community when it makes sense for us, and trying to bring more and more women into the space and give them those experiences. So it is a good question, I think, and that's going back to your question about challenges. Something that we've struggled with a bit too is how do you design what is traditionally a very exclusive type of a business to be as inclusive as possible. Yeah. So I'm proud that we've been able to do this, but yes, of course, being a membership-based business, there is a bit of exclusivity to it.
Well, you have, it's strategy and it's business at the end of the day, right? But you guys do such a good job. So how does diversity impact or play a role in what you guys are doing, whether that's cultural or social or...
Well, I think it impacts everything that we do, and in large part because of where we are, right? Minneapolis has all of these, like as Alex was saying, these kind of like glowing inequities, and so for us, seeing diversity in our space doesn't just mean race and ethnicity. Right. It means socioeconomic diversity. It means religious diversity. It means kind of like sexual preference diversity, and this gets back to the idea of an intersectional space where everyone in Minneapolis says that it's really hard to bring diverse groups of people together, and we want to prove them wrong. We don't think it's true. We think that if you take time, if you network, if you build relationships, then you can build a community that represents everyone.
I love that.
I think too, we know that like we're not always going to get it right? And one thing that we've been really committed to is listening to our members, having those conversations and discussions, and making change with our people.
You guys are doing such amazing things. We could sit here and talk all day, just throw some wine on the table, put our feet up and hang out. But just to kind of wrap this segment up, and I don't want to cut us off, but we're going to do an activity. And then I have some trivia planned for us, so if you can hang out. But before we go, they have some homework to do, and that's to follow you. So what's all the social, the website, one more time?
Oh, it's the CovenMPLS.com, and that's you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're active on all of those channels.
And they're in the North Loop. So follow them, be part of the community, and stay tuned. We'll be right back. This episode of HitaTalk is brought to you by our sponsors at Reese Law LLC. Reese Law is a woman-owned boutique law firm with over 40 years of combined legal experience, residing right here in Minnesota. Through their branch, the Creatives Council, they provide legal services for creative entrepreneurs, small businesses, and dreamers. One of the founding partners has even owned and operated multiple small businesses, so they get it. Reese Law has been open since 2013, with the Creatives Council branch operating just over 2 years. Through the Creatives Council, they have already assisted over 275 businesses. They're expanding in 2018 to emphasize diversity, inclusivity, and empowering women. So be sure to check them out at www.thecreativescouncil.com or head to their Instagram at The Creatives Council. Remember, it's council with an EL rather than an IL. Thank you to our sponsors, Reese Law, for supporting this episode of HitaTalk, and all Wonder Women of the Twin Cities. Okay, so now they are in my coven. Is that even a thing? Can I just say that?
Your own coven.
We're going to play a game called Witch Witch. I thought that was really fun. A drum roll, please. Not the sandwich shop, although that sounds so good right now. So we're going to play a game where I throw out an idea, a concept, who does this, who does what, to see how well you either think of each other or know each other. And you just point. And if Erin is the one that it applies to, then just shout out her name.
I can't stop staring at your purple eyeshadow.
You do WarPaint? Props to WarPaint International.
Very good.
Woo. I do shout outs all the time. Yeah. Okay, ladies of the Coven, who is more organized?
Erin.
Oh, you're
that was an easy one.
Easy. Who is the clown?
Lizard.
But I would say that Liz is the clown over text message, and Alex is the clown in person.
Probably.
And Erin a little bit too.
I don't know, you're kind of a diffuser of situations. We all have a little bit of that.
Question. Yeah. But I will say though, you're easily the clown over text.
Text is like a main thing of like communication too.
Yeah.
But then when you're in person, just do the little crazy dance. No
Gotta
one's
keep
gonna
it
hate.
light.
Thank you. Who is the baddest witch?
Bethany. Yeah, for
Definitely.
sure. 100%. Bethany.
Yeah.
Erin would also say Bethany.
Very curious how you were going to perceive the word bad. I thought you were all going to be like, we all are. But then like it could be rebellious. It could be just like badass. I don't know.
All of those things. All those things.
All those things.
Yeah. That was an easy one
we're
too.
all very bad.
Okay.
Let's like put it this way. If I needed to hide a body.
Okay.
That's on episode number. We'll just save that for the spin-off.
Bethany's coming back.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun night of programming.
You guys are so
How to
fun.
hide a body.
Okay, this is serious.
Okay.
Who's the most punctual?
Oh, you and Erin both do a really good job.
Yeah, we're probably pretty much on time.
I was going to do the reverse and be like, who's late the most, but I'm always the one that's late, so I don't want to be negative. We'll say we'll stick with punctual.
It's me.
There's that
It's
aspect.
me.
Who's the chattiest?
Alex.
Yeah.
Okay. She's
Because,
my girl.
but it's because Alex genuinely loves humans, and she just wants to talk to them.
She's the most eloquently spoken of all of you when it comes to just socializing.
She's just great at connecting with anybody.
She gets her energy through other people.
Yeah, I love it. That's why we vibe at
Extrovert
coffee
for
too.
sure. Yeah.
Ophelia, two more. Who's the bossiest?
Uh-oh.
That's such a good
I don't know.
I honestly think it depends.
Okay.
So if it's something related to the space or the interior design, it's Erin.
Okay.
If it's something about programming, it's probably you.
Yeah.
If it's about like marketing or now the beauty bar, it's probably you. If it's about, I don't know, like anything else, it's probably
Partnerships.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it's
So
I think
you're
it's
all
just-
in your own lane.
I think so. And I think it's because we naturally are good at different things, but I also think it's because if we all cared equally about everything, it would just be like a nightmare. You
A
know?
mess.
Yeah.
And the last question, who drinks the most coffee?
Oh. I mean, when we do like an all weekend thing, it's like equally spread between like, we'll do like a workshop between all of us to work on different aspects of the business, and it's like constant flow of caffeine.
Yeah.
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 But there is no underestimated number of coffee cups. Everyone's always got coffee.
I think so.
Okay.
I feel like I also go to bed and I'm like, I can't wait to wake up and drink
Yeah.
coffee.
I a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Which I think is really
We
sad.
also work out of so Bethany and I work out of coffee shops pretty much consistently until our space is open. So it's been
Yes.
like, we drink a lot of coffee.
Well, there is no score. You all win. That was just a rendition of Witch. All right, we got some trivia.
Oh boy. Very nervous. Very nervous about the trivia.
Okay, so there's a common theme here. You're gonna get it at the very end. You'll figure out my humor. I'm very cheesy and corny and very punny. I'm very penny. So, I want you to be looking. Name this film. Please wait till I finish the statement before you guess. Because there's
hard for
well,
Okay, so that was
Alex.
good.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Because I worked hard to put this whole thing. Okay.
You got it.
After 3 centuries, these 3 witch sisters resurrected on Halloween night and needed some young ladies to find an immortal cat to put an end to their reign of terror. What is this movie?
Hocus
Obviously.
But that was a very well written synopsis of the film.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Hocus Pocus, who are you?
I mean, if
But
I live
it's
under a
good.
rock.
I know. Could be. Question number 2. In this 1939 classic film, Wizard of Oz, what is the name of the Good Witch of the North?
Glinda.
Glinda. In a very cute, pretty dress. And I learned some fun facts about Wizard of Oz when I Googled. I learned all sorts of stuff.
I like
looking
that
at
you
trivia.
researched up on witchery.
Girl. I was going to ask about the craft. I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of a more extreme, but I
We also like that one.
It's a good, it's a classic movie.
90s classic.
Yes. Okay, last one. These amazing ladies each had their own journeys and different backgrounds, as you guys do. Yet they all had a magical bond in this show/film that embraced sisterhood in New York through fashion, relationships, and more. What is this show/film?
Sex
and the City.
Obviously, as Erin is again making magic in the
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, that is all I have for today. The ladies of the Coven, follow them, get to know them, be a part of their community and our community as women supporting women. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you
Group
for
hug.
having us.
Have a group hug. Oh my God, I love it. Subscribe to HitaTalk. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.